How is conflict truly resolved? I'm feeling kind of spontaneously inspired to speak about this because obviously we're still expressing a ton of conflict on this planet. And the question often is, how do we actually genuinely collapse this tension? How do we genuinely sort of diffuse, discharge this tension, this potential for hatred, for violence, for explosive conflict, which leads to war and all the rest of it? What's the cause of it, and why do we keep doing it? How can we participate in its conversion? How can we participate in the healing of all of this? And the answer is self-realization. And if you're wondering, how does self-realization collapse conflict, it's very simple. Are you able to see yourself in another? Truly. Can you look at another, see yourself, and in the recognition of yourself, allow for the separative or separation-based patterning in yourself to sort of be decompressed in that recognition? Whenever any two come together and recognize self in each other, it's not possible to maintain separation-based potential for conflict. It's going to decompress naturally because the energy will enter full circulation. And the underlying unity of things will make itself known. In which case, hurting yourself, trying to kill another, hurting yourself would be pointless, right? You wouldn't do it. So, recognizing self in other, and therefore collapsing this artificial gap of separation, is sort of the foundation, the baseline for truly ending conflict, for truly being done with this self versus other kind of dynamic. As long as there is another, there can always be some version of that. But once it is clear that there is one life and that I share with God, then it becomes fairly evident that what is desired is not the unconscious enactment of all of these shadow potentials, but their surrender and decompression. That's what we actually want. That's what is actually desired. The ego doesn't want that. The ego wants to, of course, sustain its separative identity and reenact it in whatever situation it sees fit in order to keep its game going. And it will jump from suspiciousness to viciousness when necessary, and it will wreak havoc if needed in order to keep its patterns alive. The ego does not want to die. And the patterns, the principle of egoity among men, among human beings, does not want to die. It would rather enact wars on this planet rather than fall away into oblivion and allow for truth to shine forth.